Oh, don't worry. Okay. Well, howdy doody and hi there.
Well, howdy doody and hi there, folks.
Welcome to the podcast, pals. My name is Frank.
I didn't feel good about that. My name's Tom.
You should feel good about it.
No, I think folks is a different category. I think pals is a lot more. There's a closeness that's implied there. Folks feels like, no, folks, we got a job to do out here. That's my Obama.
You're Obama? You're doing Obama?
I'm working on it. I think it's time to bring it back. White guys doing Obama.
I'll do two things quickly off the top. This is our short and sweet. We're recapping the Oscars. We did our predictions episode last week. And we just want to get how many we got right and got wrong and just recap. What a night. Oh, what a night. Oh. Second point is, Tom, this is our third attempt at starting the episode.
Yeah, well, the first time you screwed up because you fucked up the theme song, which you played live every time.
I played live and
you just dropped the audio screen. The second time you asked me, and now it feels like you're inviting it because I said things you asked me not to say.
Yes, that's all you need to say. Tom has no filter.
So whatever's worse than an Obama impression, imagine it was somewhere low of that. But yeah, no.
So this is we're gonna just dive right in. We're talking about the 98th Academy Awards.
Yeah, which happened 2 nights ago? No, yesterday for us. But obviously
yesterday
it's a few
morning,
days ago.
36 hours ago. So in Australia, it was 9 a.m. was the red carpet on a Monday morning, which is just, I felt like getting drunk and putting a suit on. It was good.
Yeah, I was just at home. I don't really work until the afternoon, so it was one of those things.
Oh, really? That must be nice.
It's okay. It's totally fine. I don't really work very much at all. I mean, what do you...
You've got one of those weird jobs that we don't talk about.
I've never worked a single day in my life because I love what I do. So
that's good.
Thank
good.
you.
You should put
so
that
much.
in your Oscars speech.
I am a human robot, and I sit outside painted silver airport terminals. Scaring children, mostly. What are those called? Human robots?
I don't care, and I don't want to talk about
the gold or silver guys?
Last week we thought that One Battle After Another would do quite well, and we thought Sinners... I hope Sinners would do well, and it did okay.
I don't think we were predicting anything sort of paranormal by saying that the vote was going to be split between those two with a heavier side or a heavier load, so to speak, going to... Don't know why. Don't know why. But,
let's say load like that again. That's good.
Load. But One Battle definitely took home more Oscars, yes. But Sinners took home a few choice ones, which was cool.
I read a funny thing online that was like, Paul Thomas Anderson actually has lost more Oscars than anyone. What a loser. And I was like, because he's been nominated so many times.
Not bad either that his casting director got up, who won the first ever Academy Award for casting. Mm-hmm. And she was like, hey, Paul, thanks for everything. Kind of wild that I've got one of these before you, lol. Like, basically just got the opportunity to say, you're going to win, but I beat you. Her name is Carol or Caroline, and she's got a Greek last name.
Cassandra Koulakundis.
Koulakundis, I believe. I think it's Greek. I could be wrong. But, like, she's been his casting director for a long time. It's the first new Academy Award in 24 years.
Which we didn't talk about last week. We absolutely screwed the pooch.
I think you mentioned it. We were talking earlier today, and I'm like, I do think you mentioned it, and I just went like, but it is the new Academy Award. It's crazy. Momentous.
It's very cool to see.
The last new Oscar that was introduced was Best Animated Feature, I believe.
Wow, what, Toy Story 1?
Yeah, Toy Story 1 in 1995, 7 years before the Oscar was introduced. You fucking numpty.
Wow. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I meant to say Toy Story 2.
No, well, Toy Story 2 1.
Okay, it is good to see casting up there because I think the ensemble plays a huge part. And you can, like we speak about this a lot in films. It's like maybe no one's exceptionally brilliant, but like across the board, you can't fault anyone. I've said that multiple times about many a film. F1, for example, great cast.
I don't have an issue with the cast.
But actually, I might be right there.
I really like.
I was trying to make a joke.
I think the only two movies that I was not into the cast of that were nominated for Best Picture were Frankenstein, even though I think a lot of the cast were doing their best, and Hamnet, which ironically was nominated for Best Cast, which I don't think was good. I don't think it was a well-cast movie. It kind of pissed me off. But I'm glad.
Way to be angry about it.
I'm glad that The Secret Agent got in there because that's such a cool casting nomination. Obviously, Sinners as well.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on. So I have a real job at 9 to 5, so I obviously couldn't watch the ceremony. Sure. But I was, we're messaging as pals, and you had mentioned that you started crying early.
Yeah, but now I'm like, there were things that happened, and sometimes I would be so distracted by just the kind of thing that sets in every year, which is just the lethargy of after about 90 minutes being like, this is a long show. And most of the interesting awards happen quickly, and then they happen in a big rush at the end. And it's just a middle period that lives and dies by its presenters. So there are times I might have literally looked up from what else I was doing and gone, oh, and like shed a tear and go back and like forgot about it 10 seconds later. The first thing I remember really making me excited and like I just got really welled up because I can't believe it happened was Amy Madigan winning for Weapons. Something that I just think is insane that it happened. It ultimately... Well, did you have anything written down? Did you have a ballot from what we did a couple of weeks ago?
No, I'm not really a betting man. I don't agree with that. I didn't think Amy Madigan was going to win.
I don't remember most of what I said last episode when we were talking about our predictions.
That's good.
I can tell you that what I do is on the day, along with a lot of people who I think pay attention to awards too much and spend a lot of time thinking about this stuff for the weeks leading up to it, is in the moment before they say it, I'm like, it's probably going to be this person. And that's basically what I spent the day doing. And I said Amy Madigan, and then even when she won, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she actually won. Yeah. It's incredible. Yeah. It was beautiful.
This evening I was just watching a few of their press conference speeches after, like literally just after they've won.
Yeah.
And it was great for her because a lot of people were like, wow, it's so good to see horror represented and finally sort of recognized by the Academy. And also your speech was so candid and raw, and it's apparently, I didn't see the speech, I've just seen the post speech doing my research, but she thanks Ed Harris.
Well, yeah,
her beloved Ed.
Yeah,
it's very sweet.
It was lovely. It was a wonderful speech, and
it's also so humble, right? To be like, I was thinking about it in the shower, and I thought it was a special day because I was shaving my legs. It's like, yeah, cool, but you didn't. Like you've got a 20% chance, 1 in 5, right? Like I know you go, well, I didn't win this, so you don't want to prepare too much. But like, as if you wouldn't go to the Oscars and be like, well, I might just at least have an idea of what I want to say.
And she carried it off well. That she obviously felt like she had arrived. Like. I don't think it was the sort of thing, not at all in any way did she go, oh my gosh, me? I could never. She was like, fuck yeah, I've got an Oscar. This is great. Yeah. Which is, I think, the best at my favorite energy. And I find that another person who won later on will get to it. But,
go straight in.
I just think Jessie Buckley's on my shit list at the moment, which I hate because, like, I really like her as an actor. I really enjoy her in Women Talking, and I'm thinking of Ending Things and a couple of other movies she's been in. But I really, 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 as I've said, didn't like Hamnet, didn't like her performance. And when she got up, I swear to God, it's one of those things where it's like, well, no one's here, so I'm just going to sound like a dickhead saying that later. But as she's walking to the stage, I'm like looking at her body language, and I'm thinking about how she speaks, and I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I say that, and then she, in the same cadence I said it, says that, like 5 seconds. And I'm like, yeah, it's the most obvious. Oh, how could anyone have seen this? It's like it was the only foregone conclusion of the night that she was going to win.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that she'd swept, every awards leading up to it, it is a bit tired, but...
I'm getting silly about it because it's just like, I really think that any day now we will hear that Hamnet has been arrested and will be tried for its crimes against humanity. But until that happens,
everyone relax. That's just outrageous. But also,
it obviously needs to happen. But anyway,
I think it's interesting when you see. Let's talk about Adrian Brody last year, right? And the speech that was so self-indulgent and ridiculous, and he told them to cut the music off and just pretentious to the nth degree. Versus. I watched a clip of Michael B. I mean, even Ryan Coogler's acceptance speech, where he tells his cast to stand up, and it's not really about him exactly. And Michael B. Jordan was so humble for an obvious word choice, but it's like, just because you've done a clean sweep, I don't know. Like, think of something better to say. If you think you're going to win, wouldn't you make it a moment to say something special or write down something that people can at least take away as a headline? Because literally, I watched her post press conference acceptance speech, and they're like asking her. She's the first Irish woman to ever win in the category. She's had a huge season, like swept it, right? Like we've said. And she sort of goes, yeah, well, my family here, and that's amazing, and it just, I feel so lucky, and I love this role. And you're like,
felt very vapid, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot. It's felt like one of the most, from the performance to the campaign to the eventual win, is just following such a tired script of this kind of award sort of giving that, again, I'm normally pretty immune to, and it's rare for me to dislike a movie, to fucking abhor a movie as much as I do Hamnet that is getting that much award. I've really been thinking about it, and I'm like, there are very few movies this decade I've disliked as much as Hamnet, and for it to be as profoundly affecting for so many people, I'm obviously in the minority, but like I just think it's crazy that movie got where it got to. And yes, Buckley being the sort of centerpiece of it, the only thing it won, right? Like, and the only thing it was going to win, probably apart from maybe costume design. But
yeah, well, it's interesting that Paul Mescal wasn't even, he wasn't nominated much throughout the season. He wasn't nominated for an Oscar. It's like, I mean, people say that he's fantastic in it. Of course he is. He's Paul Mescal. He's a great actor.
He has this really interesting scene where he stands by a river, and then in a moment of like quiet, tortured consideration of the very nature of existence and what it means to be a living, breathing, conscious being, and trying to arrive at some notion. There's this very obscure monologue from Hamlet. I'm trying to remember how it begins, but it sort of goes over those. Oh yeah, he fucking says to be or not to be, and does the whole fucking speech by the River Thames in like painful.
Wait, he
close-up.
does? See,
Dude,
I was joking.
It is an unbearable film. I cannot.
Do you think this?
you.
I mean, for our experience, we've done a lot of Shakespeare growing up. Do you think it's insufferable for us because we're a bit exhausted on Shakespeare?
I think people who have very little interest in Shakespeare, but like are aware enough of tropes throughout film and throughout books. Someone who goes to see movies that have this sort of grandeur and this period frill to it, I think a lot of them will roll their eyes at it, because a lot of them will be like, well, that maybe seems like some people might be like, am I crazy, or is that the most predictable thing that could have happened there? And I think it works for some people, but I think a lot of people will be like, it feels incredibly like to be a little bit cliched, it feels very AI generated. To be like, what would this character do in this moment? And they're like, well, a shitty fanfic that never should see the light of day would have him recite To Be or Not to Be by this river. And we've got to get off Hamnet. I'm so sorry. All
right, let's move on to let's start down the list. Avatar: Fire and Ash wins for best visual effects.
Yeah. Cool.
That's cool.
Sigourney presents with an assist from Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever his name is.
Grogu?
I don't know. I'm not a fucking Mandalorian
about that.
guy.
Should know that.
But Pedro's on stage with her, and I mean, they're looking good.
Pedro San's moustache.
Yeah, how you feeling
That's
about
huge
that?
news. Well, I don't like it. I don't think he looks good, but I do think Leo looked great with a moustache. So.
Yes.
And like I said last week, I'm really on my Leo train, which I feel uncomfortable about. But
you're back on it, which is fine. You got a ticket. It's a one-way choo-choo train, baby.
That's my train dream, to ride that Leo train.
Hey.
Wow.
Train dreams.
Can we talk about
on
Conan?
that Leo train dreams.
Can we talk about Conan?
It's like, Nick, maybe one more swing at that song.
Nick, maybe try a melody. Nick Cave. We're referencing Nick Cave, the singer, air quotes.
You want to talk about Conan?
Yeah, Conan. What did you think of him as host? I watched the monologue and I thought, wow, the room is not warm.
Yeah.
And he's kind of enjoying it. You know how Conan does that thing where he's like, yes!
Some of these are just for me, like, sort of thing.
Yeah, you'll get that one on the ride home later.
Yeah, I think it's a weird time. Even weirdly, I think the California wildfires, which he referenced, that were happening 12 months ago, were more a time that provided some sort of unity. Or a desire for that unity, and that coming together, they did such a good job of preempting with that tribute to LA, and then Defying Gravity, which I think is a wonderful opening to that ceremony last year. And I think the mood was just great for Conan to come out and be like, we know this is silly, it's over the top, but we're trying to put on a show, not to distract from, but to commend the beauty of this place. And we're all gathered together to do that. And he came out after, I thought, one of the laziest and most predictable filmed bits they could have done, which the second they started doing it, I was like, oh my God, everyone online's been predicting this for weeks. They're really going to do the Aunt Gladys thing. And they did it, which I just thought was really lazy.
And it's the opening that's been done 45 times of run through every movie, and you become a part of that world for a scene, and then you run away again.
And I didn't think he had very good interactions, except maybe I kind of liked the Stellan Skarsgård bit. I thought that was sort of funny.
That was all right. I can't believe I learned Norwegian for this.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of...
I didn't mind him getting tossed out of the car in One Battle After Another.
Yes, but you just like
and
it
the
whenever
body
Benicio's on screen. We've established that just that man's presence does something to you.
I was literally watching behind the scenes footage of Michael B. Jordan. He hugs Leo, and then he like sees Benicio del Toro and gives him like a dap. And I was like, man, he's tall and huge, and he's just like the coolest guy ever. I was like, even like someone's shitty iPhone, he still has incredible charisma.
Yeah,
crazy. But Conan didn't do any. I don't know. The jokes were mid-range at best, and again, it's hard because the time of the world we're living in right now. We're not going to talk about it, obviously, but it's not a few fires. It's a very, very dark and twisted time in the world.
Specific examples? Anything come to mind?
We'll talk about it offline. We'll put it in the Patreon.
Okay.
Should we?
You're thinking about season 2 of Beast Games, I guess.
Should we? Oh my God! Yeah, Mr. Beast. He's doing well.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was weird when
he's a good person.
When they first said they were going to clone you, I was skeptical, but I think he's done pretty well.
He's not. We are not similar.
No. Well, no. The cloning process, obviously, it kind of like there was a glitch halfway through, and he lost whatever soul you could have given him.
but God, he knows how to monetize.
I think he's got some frank. I think he's got like...
So best cinematography made some history, which is pretty cool. The first woman and the first woman of colour.
Yes, correct. For
Autumn Durald Arkapour.
For Sinners. One of the things I didn't think was going to happen, I thought it was awesome when it did. I remember it was just such a sweep for one battle at that point. I was like, it's probably going to be one battle. And then when it was Sinners, I just thought that was glorious because it is an incredible looking film.
Yeah.
Absolutely deserves it.
It really is.
I mean, Dreams, honestly, probably should have won. But Sinners is... I
don't know, though. I don't know. Sinners has more range. Train Dreams is like, of course, it's ridiculously stunning.
Untrue. There is a real variety in the dusky sort of... where are the? I want to call it a certain belt,
like New Orleans,
swamp,
but the cityscape. For lack of a word, the train
but there's almost a term I want to like Rust Belt, but I don't know if it's sort of the right area for Rust. You know what I mean? Like there's a term that of a certain region within America, but regardless,
the bayou.
Well, I mean, I'll buy you whatever you want, man,
for Christmas.
2 front teeth.
Got a lot of teeth. Got big old teeth.
You got big choppers. No, but I think that the way that she captures the real profundity of that last sunset in the film that always comes to mind. Obviously, the shots of the club burning, and then Jack and Lola and the other guy whose name I can't remember, just lit so well in the darkness when they're playing their instruments.
And she's working hand in hand with like the DP, director of photography, like in the music scene where it's all twisting and turning and coming to life, and then they go through the building essentially.
True.
Like
it's
pretty insane.
It's a very charismatic film. I think that Train Dreams uses its photography to capture a state of emotionality that is rare in any medium or any experience in the world.
Yeah, it's what they say about art when you go to the museum or the gallery, and you're like, really? But then in Train Dreams, it actually is real.
I agree with you, though. It is kind of more singular. It is more narrow. And it's maybe, even though there are shots in that movie that like left me, I was trying to remember the melody.
Leave me breathless.
Go on,
Come
Train
on,
Dreams. Nick, one more shot at the theme side.
Less falsetto.
We're like that there's no Leo lyrics in this one.
What do you think about production?
Sing a song about Train Dreams. Sorry, I just
so massive props, of course, to Autumn.
Yeah, for the cinematography.
That's effing huge. I love that so much.
Very cool.
Best production design goes to Frankenstein,
as well as costume, as well as makeup and hair, right? And I think that's just Yeah, every time when the first one fell, it's like it's really hard not to have those feel like dominoes most of the time, or
They do tie-ins.
Maybe makeup and hairstyling, not always, but production design and costuming, you're just kind of like, well, if they liked one, they liked the other.
Well,
most
and we
of
thought
the time.
I thought the Smashing Machine should have won makeup and hair
Sure, obviously,
because I'd heard The Rock did his own makeup and hair
yeah. Well, where
right?
did you hear that from?
on the phone when I said this to you today.
Right
on the phone.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start thinking of using the Smashing Machine, so you can't call me anymore. The Smashing Machine being my fist, and I'm going to hit my phone.
That's good. That's good. Maybe you should write a screenplay. That's really creative. I don't think Frankenstein should have won Best Costume Design, to be fair, though. It's like a couple of robes.
Yeah, I mean, there's some
I guess you
lovely
look at Mia
stuff
Goth's
that Mia
characters.
Goth is wearing in the beginning.
But that's like 4 dresses.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 dresses. Total.
I mean, what's his name looks pretty cool. Oscar Isaac. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. You look at, I don't know, Sinners. I mean, the sweater alone in the end credit scene for Sinners.
Yeah. I mean, like
that's iconic.
A
That's
lot of
huge
I
moment.
mean, Smoke and Stack just look immaculate in that film. But so does Woomy. So does Jamie Lawson, honestly. Like, the way they dress her looks incredible in that film. Like, everyone. Delroy Lindo looks incredible in that film.
They look great. They all look of the time. But then you could argue, well, that's just a couple of suits and, a white Hensley t-shirt that's been dipped in coffee. Like,
sure. It's always how much it compounds or embellishes the realism you're going for, or whatever tone you're going for. And obviously Frankenstein is not about realism, but it's got like a weird steampunk, Burton-esque frill to it that, I didn't hate.
a bit larger than life. Yeah.
It's a mostly nice
You didn't
movie to
like
look
much
at.
about that movie, so if that's the thing you're taking away, then okay, good
I
for them.
didn't even hate that movie. I keep kind of coming back to being like, I find that movie very middling, but I think
Better than Hamnet.
most of the time. Hamnet.
Okay, sure. best sound, F1.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see in cinemas.
Right.
But even at home,
Yeah. You could really... It was crazy.
I felt
that
this,
Exactly.
And then I felt it all. It really came to life in terms of car racing.
It's crazy that they, when they first were going to print it...
They got Nick Cave to do it, actually.
They got
said,
Nick Cave
can you come
initially, and he said, I can't be a race car. I don't have that range. But he called up Joel Turner, and he got him to do it instead. Is
Joel Turner, the niche Australian beatboxer from
It's too old of a reference, isn't
2002?
it? The second I said it, I was like, it's not worth it. But imagine him, just doing the like...
Yeah,
He just gets up on stage, gets the Oscar. Toot toot!
I hate you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah, I understand. Oh, man.
Sad moment was when the crew from Golden, the guy got cut off from his speech.
Yeah, he did. And that had happened earlier in the night, I want to say with Best Short Film, one of the Best Short Films.
They gave a short speech to a short film.
Well, and one of the guys started talking and they retracted the mic and they brought it back. And so it had already happened once where someone got cut off and they kind of brought it. And they didn't let one of the Golden guys give his speech, which was sad. Very cool that one obviously was going to win. K-pop winning for Best Animated. Obvious win, good win. Good, great soundtrack, good movie,
I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I do like the soundtrack, strangely. I feel like it's not to my demographic, but that's okay.
It's
That's
good music. It's good music.
But Train Dreams was close. Train Dreams.
We're going up, and it's golden.
If you hadn't used the Thomas the Train Engine lyrics, it would have been better.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
next time, Nick.
Next time, Nick. What do you think of Sean Penn winning?
Ooh. Look, I didn't want him to win. I thought he was going to win. I didn't think he wouldn't be there. It's upsetting that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And we spoke about this just previously before we jumped on. Like, yeah, sure, he was seeing the president of Ukraine, but it's like, I don't know, like, it's pretty self-important.
Yeah, Sean
And I
Penn,
don't want to say like the Oscars.
I don't know if I would really put that at his door, self-importance, right? Like Sean Penn?
You're talking about Sean Penn?
You're talking about Sean Penn, the activist?
No, Sean Penn, the actor.
Sean Penn, the puppet from Team America, well, please.
Yeah.
Those are the two things I know him from. No, he's an incredibly arrogant and performatively sort of pompous guy.
Yeah.
Also, probably did some heinous shit back in the day, but I don't know.
100%. I mean,
He absolutely did, but I don't want to get into it because, I could say alleged, and you'll still be like, "Well, we have to cut that," so I just won't say anything.
Hey,
Google it.
Just
Sean
don't use certain words. So then AI's combing this episode don't go, oh, you can't say that word.
Sure, okay. He seems like a bit of a, but apart from that, he. He seems like a man.
No, you don't. I'll just bleep that word.
A man who has some ambitions to be seen and regarded as meaningful outside of the industry, and so he performs in these films. And by the way, PTA's done him a massive favor with Licorice Pizza and One Battle After Another. I mean, he was in the fucking wilderness. He's not really been in.
He directed Into the Wild, and then he went, you know what?
Movie.
I'm going to do that.
I'm going to go off and be Alexander Supertramp.
And then I think Ben Stiller found him in the wilderness for Walter Mitty. That wasn't acting. He just walked up a mountain.
I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, he's up a mountain. He's a photographer, and he's like, look at this leopard.
Do you remember it's
the greatest leopard
he was one of Phoebe's boyfriends in Friends?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Okay, it's also wild that he's won 3 Oscars and he's not there. And it's like, dude,
do you know
get
his other
over
two?
Yourself. I Am Sam and Milk. No, Sam. I Am Sam. He didn't win. Milk.
No. Yes, Milk is one, and he also won for
Mystic River.
Mystic River, correct?
Which that's a heartbreaking. That scene. Is that my daughter in there?
Yeah.
Holy hell!
Look, he's a guy who I would say sometimes is a little too subtle. It's my big problem. I'm just not really sure what I'm meant to be experiencing.
I just wish he would unleash some emotion.
In one battle, I'm just like, man, God, can this guy's face just move an inch just once? Right? No, there's something going on there.
He's like the drama, the Jim Carrey drama. Wait.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Jim drama. The Jim...
He's the Carrey Jim drama.
Sure. Absolutely.
From Entourage.
And that tracks. Drama. Turtle.
I was going to say, I do think just off the back of all this self-importance and people not being there, Conan briefly mentioned this in the intro. People are like, oh, who cares about the Oscars, whatever. But I do think there's something in the fact that, hey, this is the Academy, this is people in Hollywood's highest goal, right? People are aiming for this. And I think in turn that makes them create good art. And this year's been great to see Sinners, One Battle After Another, a bunch of really original
Hamnet.
Ideas and films.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. F1.
I just started shitting
good
blood.
Original ideas. But people are taking big swings, going and doing cool, creative stuff.
Yeah.
That's adding joy to our lives in the midst of all this, stuff that we don't want to talk about. But you're just an actor, you're just a filmmaker. You know that, but you're adding joy to the world. So so embrace that side of it.
Do you think you're doing a good job of covering that it was just reported you were in the files? Or do you think it's becoming a little too obvious now that that's what you're trying to
Thomas,
stop
I'm
with?
actually I'm not mad at you for mentioning that because my mentioning in the no, because now I have to cut all this.
Again, you can just beep that if it's easy.
You're making fucking work for me.
I will stop doing it. I apologize. Language, Francis. I think everything you said about Conan there was good insight, and the idea that the Oscars and caring about them. I'm an incredibly ambivalent person, or at least I'm an incredibly hypocritical person is a better way of putting it. Cool. Where I'm always just like, yeah, the Oscars is very self-serious and I get bored with it and it's so obvious what's going to win. And whenever anyone's like, the Oscars, that's fucking shit stupid, I'm like, don't you fucking say that. Absolutely not. We have it for a reason and it's so I can make fun of it. It's not open season.
We're making fun of it, but also cherishing it in every second of it is special.
Conan nails that.
Someone gets up to do a speech who you care about or you enjoyed their performance.
Yeah.
And then you're brought to tears because they've won an award and they've achieved something so great, which is baffling, right? But it matters.
I think you're right. And I want to talk about Michael in a sec because we didn't really get that much into it. But
I did see one. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say the Bridesmaids reunion was lovely.
Oh,
Melissa
my
McCarthy,
gosh.
Rose Byrne, Ellie Kemper, Maya Rudolph, and of course Kirsten Wiig. Really,
Kristen Wiig.
That's what I said. No, I just kind of stumbled. I mumbled it so you wouldn't be
You
able to.
always say Kirsten
No,
Wiig.
I said Kirsten Wiig.
You illiterate twat.
Kristen. Is it Kristen?
Kristen Wiig.
That's dumb. You're on notice.
Kirsten
Wiig.
Dunst. Kirsten Dunst, Kristen Wiig.
Okay. Well, I think Kristen's the dunce way to spell it, so they should reverse that.
Happy with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
You will keep that in?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be Kirsten all the time as well, so you're going to have to beep those.
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's a redemption for you. Right?
Coming back. Ooh.
Yeah,
The
but yes, it
Bridesmaid
was
reunion
good.
was very funny. I liked it a lot. I was a big fan of it. I think Bill.
Leo's meme.
Yeah, pretty average.
Did they brief him beforehand? Because it wasn't.
And it's like it would have been funnier if he'd kind of cottoned onto it just slightly quicker. But the delay and then the
Of him
turn,
checking the
and it's
camera.
just kind of like, it didn't feel even as iconic as Jonathan Lithgow last year, just looking sadly into the camera.
Oh yes.
Like
Yeah.
I really liked that. I thought that was sweet.
If
Even
you love Lithgow because you are Lithgow.
That's true. Well, I have to protect him because that's me in the future. That we've got like a Looper style situation going on.
you have the photograph that's like fading away.
Truly.
No,
What's
bring him
happening
up
to
again.
Lithgow?
Mention him on our very successful podcast, so he lives forever.
I mean, even Leo at the Golden Globes. I know I'm going off track here, but if you
We're talking about the Oscars.
But if you go back to the Golden Globes earlier this year, he was impersonating Tiana Taylor, I'm pretty sure, or maybe Chase Infinity, and he's just going like, put all together, it's this incredibly, for the listeners, I just did this like over the top gesturing, very like
Pointing
gossipy.
fingers.
Really, now I think about it, very funny that's Leo impersonating one of his black co-stars. Like him doing an over the top impression of
It looks like he's doing like
a real sassy
Eddie Murphy from SNL.
Truly, like it actually now has registered for me that if I do that, I'm like, oh, I just realized what he's doing there. But it's a meme. It's a meme.
Good pickup for you.
Michael B. Jordan's incredible. Say more about it. Like
Michael B. Jordan.
Wonderful speech
And then-
and the wonderful award.
the meme I saw was like, what if we get a LeBron B. James in 20 years who's a great actor and we'll have a great debate on
Hey,
who's better.
That'd
It's
be good. LeBron B. James. I like that.
First nomination, first win, which is crazy, I think. But also like, yeah, he's young.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I could imagine would have been Creed.
Yeah. That's anything really big. And I mean,
Or like as Killmonger in Black
Panther.
Panther, which
Yeah.
is a really good performance, but of course, I say would never get nominated, and then Angela Bassett gets nominated for the sequel. So I don't know, like maybe sometimes it's possible, but
that
was also
kind of felt like a legacy
kind
Oscar.
of COVID-ish era as well, where everyone was just like, I don't know, fuck it, there are no rules anymore. We're all
we
gonna
don't have-
die.
We don't have many
Like,
films.
yes,
Yeah, I mean, he never really misses. And like the thing, watching his interviews pre and post, and the way he speaks about him and Chalamet are so similar in the way they speak about the craft and the way they speak about acting and how seriously they take it. And
commending their ancestors. That wonderful thing where he went through the list of Poitier and Washington and Berry, and I was like, is he going to say it? He did say Will Smith. I wasn't sure if he was going to do it.
But he didn't say it in the press interview afterwards. He said the exact same spiel, and he stopped right before Will Smith. And I was like, I reckon he went, oh, I don't want to mention him.
Davis,
which is good
as well. He would have mentioned, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's self-serious in a way that he's not rubbing it in your face of how seriously he's taking it, you know? He goes, well, I do a lot of journaling and I work through the character and I take it seriously and it's a lot of work but I love it. And then it always has this air of humility and care and camaraderie with especially like Coogler and him working together, whereas Chalamet does the same thing of how hard he works and he got spanked 40 times and didn't use a butt double. That's his little booty getting spanked, and you're like, yeah, like you're taking it.
So you're worried
working
that
hard.
this is going to get demonetized, or like what's the go? Because you're like salivating right now.
Well, so sue me.
Shaking your
But,
little
like-
booty. So boot me. Do it.
So they're the same, right? But then Chalamet's so hungry and desperate, and him losing this Oscar is going to unleash something terrible into the world.
Yeah.
And what's he going to do?
And look, I think I said on the day when we talked about it, I just think he's going to win. He wouldn't have been my pick. And I still thought he was going to win. And then when he didn't, I was very excited for Michael B. Jordan. I think that's an incredible performance.
And I think everyone in the room was like
I think so too.
Similar to the SAG Awards, people are like on his side because him and Chalamet are similar, young, coming up, have had a great career thus far.
Yeah.
But Michael B. People like him.
It feels like you want to talk about the Chalamet. Well, look, we how quickly we forget that Chalamet 12 months ago was an adored figure. Pretty much across the board. Yeah, maybe even 3 to 6 months ago. And like, once Adrian Brody won, it felt almost immediately like people were like, oh, we kind of should have given that shot. It's kind of why it felt like this was his year, because really, like 20 seconds into Brody's, except before the gum left his hand, people were like, oh, we should have given it to Chalamet. Like, this was a mistake. So
true.
It just felt like, this was going to be
a Complete Unknown is a much better performance than Marty Supreme.
I agree with that. I was about to say, I really, really like Brody in The Brutalist. And like, I probably, like, gun to head, go that over A Complete Unknown. But I think the Complete Unknown performance is incredible. And I do think better than Marty Supreme, I agree. But I guess we should talk briefly about the fact that, a week ago, I listened to our episode when it came out, and it had only been a few days. And in those few days, I sounded absurd saying, who could ever have a problem with Chalamet? Like, what's people's problem with Chalamet? And I'm just like, this has snowballed so catastrophically.
It really has, though.
And gotten inflamed to a degree that I'm just kind of like, everyone needs to calm down. He can be an annoying guy. He can be obnoxious. He can be someone you don't personally like. I promise you're not going to the opera this weekend in protest of anything he's said or done. I promise you're not going to start paying attention to ballet. And it's always people throwing themselves down on train tracks where it's just kind of like...
Train dreams.
Oh, the opera and the ballet. No, it's completely gone now. It's not Nick Cave. What am I now? I'm like the Phantom of the Opera, almost.
Like
the ballet. The Phantom of the Opera is going to kill Timothy Chalamet.
That's what's drop the chandelier on him. That's a great Broadway reference.
A Chalamet on him.
Look, he doesn't do himself any favors the way he speaks, the way he
phrased it weirdly. It was obviously awkward. I don't feel like defending him. I just kind of feel like people are silly.
Of course, it got blown out of proportion.
They're silly if they're acting like they don't know exactly what he means, which is that the notion that cinema is more culturally at the center of things online for people who pay attention to that sort of thing. Of course, ballet and opera is not like dead or dying.
No.
But pretending that it's kind of like, well, there are memes about the fucking like most preeminent ballerina in the world right now, or there are like interviews with, and there is a circulation, and the people who are listening right now and going like, well, so what, that makes it better? No, but it's obviously more mainstream, and he's talking about cinema as a mainstream art form that is diminishing and that is dropping off and might not be as relevant within 50 or 100 years, and he's getting in at this point. He phrased it stupidly. It was stupid how he said it.
Absolutely. And of course it got jumped on, and of course it got slammed. But it doesn't affect the Oscar votes because it came out.
This is my thing.
The day the ballot closed, right?
When everyone was talking about this is how you lose an Oscar, I'm like, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure most people have voted. And I think even those who haven't maybe aren't going to be swayed to care. I think Michael B. Jordan winning was an organic thing of this is actually a astounding performance, which it is. He's so
and the
good.
momentum was swinging in Sinner's direction.
Yes.
And obviously Marty Supreme nominated for 9, won 0. So it's like, oh dear.
Which
I do want to just quickly talk about the I Lied to You performance from Sinners, which was
very cool.
Oh my gosh. That's the coolest musical performance we've had at the Oscars, I would say ever, except for
it's up there.
Hugh Jackman's opening.
The Hugh Jackman opening from 2009 is very good. The one that Dan Harmon and like Rob Schraub and all that. Yeah. They all wrote.
Very, very good. And also maybe Wicked.
I do think that's a beautiful performance.
It's a beautiful performance.
I really love that song is so undeniable that it's not nominated because it couldn't be. And they're like, yeah, but you guys are obviously not going to sing. What the fuck else are we going to do? Like,
what were the other
get
songs?
You to sing a Diane Warren song? Like, no, we're not doing that.
But Misty Copeland, the ballet dancer, coming out
sure.
in I Lied to You, which felt a little like F you Chalamet. I don't know if that's fun or if that's just mean. but I liked it.
I think everyone, like Conan had a dig at him. Someone who won an award had a dig. You know, and I think it's funny, and I think I am more interested in a world now. As much as I said when we last talked about it, I was like, he might try and, like, I don't know, go for world domination or something. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see what he does now. Let's see how hard he swings to be like, guys, please give me an Oscar. Like, because I want to see that even if it fails.
Because it could be glorious.
Come
it
back
could
to
be
me
the
in
greatest thing
Yeah.
we've ever seen.
Come back to me in 2 or 3 years, and if it's terrible and he's just completely disappeared up his own asshole, I'll be like, all right, well, that sucks that we lost him there. But, you know.
Has he already filmed Dune 3?
Yeah, I mean, that's the posters got released, right? Like, I think they released them.
Yeah, you can make a poster without filming the movie.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true.
Okay.
When I was doing Butt Blasters 3D, we weren't allowed to put that.
I wonder if Butt Blasters will get demonetized.
We'll
find out.
I mean,
We
if
will
it's
find out.
nominated for best screenplay, so they have to leave it in.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Do you want to talk about any of the documentaries, or is that too sad?
I guess the only thing I'd say is I kind of in the moment before they called it, I was like, nah, Perfect Neighbor seems to be what everyone's talking about online, and a lot of people really. And then Mr. Nobody versus Putin, or Putin versus Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody against Putin.
Against Putin. Won it out, and they were all very excited. There was a tie for best short live action film between two people exchanging saliva and the Singers, I think.
Singers, yeah. It wasn't Sinners.
No, it was Sinners, sorry. And which is a
best
very rare
document-
thing. And Kumail Nanjiani having to be like, it's a tie. I'm not kidding. It's a tie.
Stay calm.
And you could
Yeah.
see him. He's like, everyone calm down. Like, you're freaking out, man. Clearly in big capital letters they went, Kumail, calm down. It is a tie.
Yeah.
Communicate this. I think he did a great job.
I think he handled it really well, despite maybe like leaning into the comedy of it. But I thought he was great. That was
loved
great.
his
And here's what we're gonna do.
I'm going to
Yeah,
read,
like-
which is wild to think the way they did it, which is you're going to give one out, then you're going to give another one. So one group wins, and then 4 more are sitting there thinking, what did we
Could be me,
win?
could
So
be
you
me,
have to be in
yeah.
anticipation for that much longer. But I
Yeah.
love that he said in between giving the awards, ironically, that the short feature awards are going to go twice as long in
good.
acceptance.
You know, he is a comedian.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Like, I mean, more of a comedian. I went to go comedian, but I got too far into the word.
You missed the
I'm
vowels
missing
round.
the roof of the pun.
Can we? I just want to talk about All the Empty Rooms, which is the one for best documentary short film. I haven't seen that.
Oh, I'm aware of.
I read the synopsis and I obviously heard the award speech. I will never watch that. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it sounds like a very difficult watch. It's like
Yeah.
Conan said, right? As I like to call them, little sads.
Yeah.
They're a little sad. Yeah,
Make you sad? A little bit.
a little sad.
A little bit. Okay, well, this is
I think we covered most
best
things.
writing.
Coogler won best screenplay.
That's
Original
what I'm-
screenplay was an
that's
awesome
what I'm getting
win.
to. Yeah. Adapted screenplay is Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes.
Which is like the two, like these two films are just exceptional. And it's so great that they're both getting a lot of flowers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Carnations,
sorry. Can we go back to
daisies,
yes.
petunias, chrysanthemums.
Whose mum?
Chrysanthemums.
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 Fuck.
What other
I
flowers
hate
are
this.
there?
I hate this so much. Roses.
Fuck, I didn't say roses. I went
I
every
just
other
want to
direction.
shut up. Shush. I want to talk about how when Michael B. Jordan won, Leo stands up immediately, which I think says two things. He knew he wasn't going to win. He wasn't even thinking
Or
about
he
winning.
misheard and recovered just in the... He's like, weird that Adrian's pointing over there, but I'm pretty sure I heard... No, he said Michael. No, he said Michael.
Oh, no, he's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Obviously, that's not what happened. I think that's a baller move.
Yeah,
I
Leo
love
was,
that from him.
It was very funny watching that category.
Wow, I'm really on my Leo train, aren't I? Everything he
Unfold.
does, I'm like, oh my God, he's so good.
I mean, we love it.
Relax, Frank.
It's very funny how he
got a
must feel like
27-year-old
Chalamet's like taking the heat off him, where he's like, I think I get to keep fucking 20-year-olds as long as Chalamet keeps saying dumb shit, because people can't pay attention to 2 things at once. But Chalamet, Jordan, Wagner Moura, and Ethan Hawke, and then they go,
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio is and I'm like, yeah, he's the least competitive. He's the one. If he had won, I'd have been like, that's insane.
which I think is crazy because
Hawk had won, I'd have been like, that makes more sense.
I mean, I haven't seen Blue Moon, so I'm not sure.
Just the narrative around it, though. Like, everyone was just kind of like, oh, yeah, Leo's, like, obviously we're just like, thanks for showing up, buddy. Like,
but it's kind of like he didn't campaign for it at all.
No one expected him to win. And it's a very good performance. I think Killers of the Flower Moon is better, but whatever. Like, that's fine. That's not
maybe The Revenant, that's pretty good too. He kills a bear or something. I've watched half of it. Boring. Ryan Coogler winning for Sinners is fantastic. Like,
it's awesome.
He's so respected, and you can sort of tell that in the room. And I think he's going to have just the best career and just do cool stuff nonstop.
Yeah, he's got a really specific and accomplished vision, I think. And
do you know what? Do you know what's so great about him? And not many people have this, but like PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson, comes out to do his press interview afterwards, and he's kind of awkward, and he's not really a charismatic, cool person.
No, he's a very introspective and kind of withdrawn dude.
Which is crazy that he's married to Maya Rudolph, the most like charismatically hilarious person alive.
Sure,
can shit in the street in a wedding dress and make it charming.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true.
Oh, it's happening. Oh,
God, you're doing it. You're shitting in the street, aren't you?
In the street. That's Kirsten Wiig.
Oh, right.
She's good.
So why'd you give the two syllables to, just because it's two eyes, it's not Weag? No?
I'm just mispronouncing it because you mispronounce it.
Okay.
Like, that's it. Don't
I
overthink
appreciate
the
that.
joke.
You were just making fun of me.
Why-ig? Okay.
Why I gotta.
What I was gonna say is PTA is a bit
Yeah.
awkward, and then Ryan Coogler comes out and he's just cool, man. Effortless, like speaks really kindly to all these reporters and interviewers, and the way he speaks, again, similar to Michael B. Jordan, right? Speaks about film or the craft and all the things he's doing in this way that's like approachable, but yet self-serious without being a twat.
Yes.
And it's just like refreshing because he is so passionate and nerdy about film and filmmaking and all this stuff, but makes it palatable for nufties, for normal people. I love that.
It's difficult to find the balance between taking the craft and the work seriously and not taking yourself too seriously. And I think Chalamet very admirably was taking himself seriously, but still finding a way. I mean, when he was doing the Marty Supreme stuff, I still think that was obviously him being like, I'm a fucking whore for this marketing, like this campaign. Like, look at me being everywhere. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it still bespoke a certain like thirstiness. Whereas I don't think Michael B. Jordan ever conveyed that. Again, because the kind of narrative there broke so late. Where it's like, is this guy going to win? Like, weirdly.
Yeah.
PTA wins Best Director, Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay. It was, I will admit, after such a long campaign and for a movie that I just think is really, really awesome, but not my favorite movie, only maybe my third favorite film of the 10, I was just kind of like, yeah, this is a little boring at this point. Like, it's just very obvious.
It's always boring when someone sort of sweeps.
It was the same with
That's
Oppenheimer.
always-
Like, every award that Oppenheimer won that night, it was just kind of like, yeah, great, that's awesome. This is kind of boring.
And it's a sign of two things. Obviously, like maybe the Academy gets a bit blindsided, but also I think on the positive note, there are these moments where, Christopher Nolan with Oppenheimer and the team around him, similar to Paul Thomas Anderson or Coogler, like they are working with the highest caliber artists in every field. So of course the end product and everything around it is going to be at that same level. Like,
Yes.
there's no weak links. There's nothing that's, letting the team down per se. And it's like, it's exceptional filmmaking. And like, are we not lucky to see that?
And see it rewarded, you're right, on a collaborative level across the board.
Yeah.
Editing goes to one battle, which I wasn't expecting. I thought that would go to F1, and the editor...
Wait, really?
Yeah. That I thought it would go to F1. Yeah, it just feels like one of those things where it's like sound was obviously going to go to F1, and when there's such an emphasis on the keeping the logic of the racing and keeping the sort of the audience member informed and carried along by it, it feels like people just go, yeah, I understood what was happening in what was largely 80% just racing sequences.
Do you know what I think is interesting there, and what took away from the editing to F1 is watching Drive to Survive, which is a Netflix documentary. Like, legitimately,
I know.
A lot of it looks the same.
Yeah.
And a lot of it feels the same as like how you keep track of a race, because it turns out in Drive to Survive, it doesn't matter. they'll just tell you, and you go, "Oh, cool."
This is it. I mean, I liked Conan's bit where he's like, the F1 was the story of a race car driver who bravely thought of going faster. Oh, God, you know?
Oh, yes.
Which obviously I'm sure a lot of F1 people are like, it's not just like that. But it's like, yeah, but I mean, fuck it. That is the movie.
But also, the tactic he used is race fixing and is not allowed. So
Yes.
the whole movie is fraud.
Sure.
But let's not talk about it. Let's talk about Paul Thomas Anderson, one battle after another, but then he's like There Will Be Blood, Punch Drunk Love, The Master.
Oh, you just want to
Boogie
talk about
Nights.
his like...
Well, like
Yeah.
the fact that he's been nominated so many times, didn't win
Kind of. I mean, you're right.
13 nominations?
I think you're right, but it is one of those things where he kind of swings in and out of favour. Because, like, Boogie Nights...
I mean, Licorice Pizza's a bit niche, but I don't think anyone's ever gone, Paul Thomas Anderson, I'm a bit over him or a bit sick of him because he's not.
No,
he's doing
I suppose I suppose you're right. It is that he mostly gets the noms. It's just that, yeah, he so rarely. I think Daniel Day-Lewis winning for There Will Be Blood is one of the only. Is that the only Oscar any movie of his had ever won up to this point?
I think so. I wasn't gonna do
Maybe
this before,
Phantom
but
Thread won. Phantom Thread, I think, won like
Phantom Thread was nominated.
would have won
Daniel Day-Lewis was
costuming or
nominated.
something as well, though, I would think. But you're right. I guess I'm just thinking like, well, no, PTA never wins. But you're right. He's mostly nominated, or his films get nominated, right? It's hard to think of one since Punch Drunk Love that hasn't been. I think even Inherent Vice might have got in there, which is crazy because that movie
Inherent Vice got Best Adapted Screenplay.
which is insane because I find that movie very, 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 very difficult.
Licorice Pizza was nominated for original screenplay, director, and
got
picture.
in there. There Will Be Blood, Phantom Thread got in there.
Original screenplay for both Magnolia and Boogie Nights.
But he has he basically no wins except for Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood and yeah, I would say, but I think costuming went to Phantom Thread. I think.
And then this film, like One Battle After Another, is a huge commercial success, which I don't like, except for maybe There Will Be Blood. Really,
No,
doesn't have that.
He's not a
that
commercial filmmaker.
depth, which obviously
And even when
it
There Will
helps.
Be Blood makes money, it was because it was like, wow, I've heard that Daniel Day. Like even people who weren't that into movies were like,
Yeah.
there's this insane man who thinks that he's in the 1920s. Do you want to go see a movie about it?
Yeah.
And
He does
and
a
someone's
crazy
like, I don't know,
voice
what
the
does he
whole
do?
time.
It's like he drinks milkshakes. I think is his main thing. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'll check that
yeah,
out.
he drinks the Earth's milkshakes because it's a metaphor. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drilling
that makes
for
sense.
oil.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nick Cave, I take your train dream.
That is too many layers of shit.
I take
bro.
it all.
Goodness
take my
gracious.
train dream.
So Train Dreams didn't win Best Picture. Sadly,
didn't
I
win
just I
anything.
held a breath for a second.
Didn't
I held a
win
breath.
That's very
maybe,
sweet.
maybe it's a
I
surprise
held
win.
it briefly for cinematography. I was like, God, could it win cinematography? But no, of course it wasn't going to. I saw a couple of shots of Joel Edgerton in the crowd. I was very happy he was there.
God, yeah.
I basically,
What a guy.
one of the times I cried was the montage they showed of that movie. I was just,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the categories. Let's talk about the ceremony itself. Let's talk about Barbara Streisand singing.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Something I was very surprised got to me. Because
Did it?
Yeah, look,
Because it was so flat.
Look, obviously, she's like 700 years old. Like, it was always going to sound a little weird, and it was going to be very obvious that, you know, once she started leading into, I was like, oh, she's going to sing. And the first warble, you're like, oh, and then when it's just a shot of Robert Redford's face. And
It's
her,
still stunningly.
it's really
moving.
got me. It got me with Rachel McAdams talking about Diane Keaton. It fucked
Catherine O'Hara.
me and Catherine O'Hara. It fucked me up when Billy Crystal was talking about Rob Reiner and then the entire cast, except for, notably, Tom Cruise. It's basically one of the only people they mentioned across all those movies who didn't come out on that stage, which is kind of interesting.
Wow. I wonder why.
Yeah, well, it's probably because he was too normal. Everyone else was like, we're all a bit weird in this group, Tom. You got to get with it or hit the road, Jack. But no, probably he was, I don't know, busy fucking going to space or whatever the fuck he does these days.
Okay, calm down about Tom Cruise.
What does Tom Cruise do? Make
don't know. Why
incredible
isn't-
action films that keep cinema pumping? Yes.
Yeah, and he never gets nominated for Oscars, so like, why would he go?
He's probably going
he
to
hates
for
the
the
Academy.
new Alejandro Inuyito film, which is coming out next year, I think, or this year. Anyway,
We'll see.
The
The Billy Crystal
stuff was
to see Meg Ryan on stage again.
Yes, to see the Spinal Tap guys. That got me. And I also got really fucked up when they showed Robert Duvall, which I haven't really processed, I realised, until yesterday.
Okay, I don't want to be that guy, but Tom, no one cares about your grief.
Robert Duvall?
No, about your grief about Robert Duvall.
I think this entire podcast, if we took a moment before we said anything.
Sorry, let me rephrase.
Wait, does anyone care? We should just cut it here. Like, what are we doing, Frank?
We should actually. We are running out of time. But Thomas, I don't care about your grief.
Oh, we don't care about my grief.
Train grief.
So I'm getting on this train to get rid of that grief. Robert Duvall.
The tree hit my head and now I can't see. Alrighty. Is there anything else you want to talk about at the Oscars that was wonderful or terrible?
Yeah, Robert Duvall. It made me cry when they showed his thing in the In Memoriam. Anyway,
all or nothing.
Just a photo of him as Tom Hagen from or Tom Reagan? Tom Hagen? Can't remember. From The Godfather.
Wow. Big fan,
Okay, look.
Big
I
fan.
remember the character's name is Tom something, but he's in The Godfather.
That's your name. That's like me remembering that
Go on.
someone plays
Frank was in the Files.
No. Judah Friedlander plays Frank in 30 Rock. Yeah, like, who cares?
That's a good point, yeah. Anything else you want to say? I feel like we covered most of it.
Look, I think it's every year the Oscars get slammed, but every year the Oscars are fantastic and a celebration of the peaks of cinema. So let's enjoy it.
I agree with you much more on the first point than the second point. I very rarely find the Oscars to be fantastic, but I was just kind of like, yeah, cool. That was a good time. I almost certainly was never as excited as when Amy Madigan won. That was almost every year something like that happens in the first 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be the best part, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was cool.
Matt Berry, great announcer.
Hey,
wonderful voice.
Good. And Basil Rathbone. Well, that's live TV for you. Like, very good.
One little moment, Michael B. Jordan, this is again TikTok, Instagram footage of he's walking off stage, he's just won his Oscar, and he turns around and he sees Jesse Plemons, who they were in Friday Night Lights together, and he's just like, and they both just do like a point, and it's just like, man, like that's his sentiment, right? That's what people think about Michael. They love him. People just love this guy.
They did an interview together.
It's like me with Glenn Powell.
Obviously, yeah, the same thing. You guys, so good. Jesse Plemons and Michael B. Jordan did an interview together recently, and I can't remember, one of them says something, the other one goes to dab them up, and they like do this handshake where they so gently and subtly just do the like at the end, and it's like, these guys have just known each other for so long. And I never really watched much of that show, but I was always aware. He's Landreau, isn't he? Jesse Plemons. But I don't think I got up to the Michael B. Jordan seasons, so I should watch it. Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I've not seen a second of that show.
The first season is really good, but I should watch more of it. Michael B. Jordan obviously dates back to, I know him as Wallace in The Wire, back when he was like 11. And it's just incredible to see what that guy's been doing. Chronicle, that weird found footage superhero, which he's really good in.
With Dane
Lolahan.
Lolahan.
Is it Lolahan? Dane DeHaan. Yeah, weird movie. Kind of good, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird teen angsty superhero thing. I don't think it's great, but okay.
Sure. More Chronicles of shit dick than Riddick.
You know what?
I got you to bullfrog there a little.
Yeah, you did.
A little bullfrog.
Big bullfrog vibes for that one. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Thomas, or should we wrap it up there?
I feel like
it's been an hour.
Oh, God. That was good, short and sweet.
Well, it's the Oscars.
Yeah.
It has to drag out.
Of course.
I won't waste time.
It's good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad. I'm starting to understand how people who pay attention to this for a living, when we just do this for fucking whatever we're doing here, I get exhausted by it by the end of the Oscars, so I can see how a lot of people get exhausted by these award seasons, But it was good. What do you think?
Yeah,
well, too bad we're out of
I already
time.
said it was good. Hey, thanks for listening to Throw on the Power. My name is Frank.
My name is Tom.
And that was our Oscars recap episode. A short and sweet, but the longest one we've ever done, and the longest one we ever will do. I promise that to you.
Yeah, it was pretty long.
Go on, Tom.
I'm pretty sweaty, honestly. I'm gonna change my shirt.
All right.